Nobody expected the CEO of a billion-dollar company to be curled up on the floor of her own office, crying softly into her hands. But that's exactly what Tom Walker, a 38-year-old single dad and night shift janitor, walked in on at 9:42 p.m. on a rainy Thursday night. He had come to empty the trash. He never imagined he'd be asked a question that would completely change both of their lives. "Tom, will you be my date tonight?" But to understand why a CEO asked her janitor such a thing, you need to hear what happened just a few hours earlier. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to your channel name for more heartfelt and inspiring stories like this one. Don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more kindness into the world. Tom Walker wasn't supposed to work late that evening. But when another janitor called in sick, he agreed to cover the extra shift. He always said yes to extra work. Raising a 10-year-old daughter alone wasn't cheap, and he wanted to give Lily the stable life she deserved. Tom had been a janitor at Brighton Technologies for 4 years. And in all that time, he had spoken to the CEO, Madison Brooks, maybe twice. She was always busy, always moving, always surrounded by people in suits making decisions that Tom could never quite understand. But he respected her. She had built the company from the ground up. And every Christmas she personally handed every employee a bonus envelope, even the janitorial staff. Still, she felt like a different species, rich, polished, unreachable. So when Tom walked into her office that night, pushing his cart and humming a little tune from the radio, he froze. Madison wasn't behind her massive glass desk. She wasn't on a call. She wasn't typing, or pacing, or signing documents. She was sitting on the floor beside the window, heels kicked off, mascara streaking her cheeks, crying as quietly as she could. Tom instinctively stepped back, ready to retreat, but his shoes made a small squeak on the polished floor. She looked up. Their eyes met. And she whispered, embarrassed, "Tom, please don't leave." Tom didn't know what to do. No one trains you for moments like this. But he walked in slowly and set his cart aside. "Ma'am, are you okay?" he asked gently. She shook her head. And then the words came spilling out, not like a CEO, not like a commander of thousands of employees, but like a human being who had reached her breaking point. Her father was in the hospital after a sudden health scare. Her board of directors had just forced her to approve a massive layoff she didn't believe in. And to top it all off, she had just been stood up on what was supposed to be her first date in 2 years. "I just feel like I have nothing left today," she whispered. Tom sat down on the floor across from her. He didn't check his watch. He didn't think about the mopping he still had to do. He just listened. "Life hits all of us like that sometimes," he said softly. "Doesn't matter if you're a CEO or a janitor." Madison let out a small, shaky laugh. It was the first time her face relaxed all night. For the next 20 minutes, Tom just let her talk. He asked nothing in return. He didn't try to fix anything. He simply offered kindness, the kind that comes without expectation. And that was what she needed most. When she finally took a deep breath and wiped her cheeks, she looked at him with a strange mixture of gratitude and vulnerability. "You know," she said quietly, "my date tonight was supposed to go to a charity gala with me. I didn't want to show up alone again." And honestly, she shook her head. "I think I just wanted to feel like someone cared." Tom nodded. "I'm sorry he ditched you." "That's not right." She studied him for a moment, as if making a decision she never expected to make. And then she said it. "Tom, will you be my date tonight?" Tom blinked. "Ma'am. I'm wearing a janitor uniform." "I don't care," she said. And for the first time since he had met her, her voice wasn't commanding, it was hopeful. He opened his mouth to protest, but then something stopped him. Maybe it was the way she looked like she had been carrying the world alone for far too long. Or maybe it was the fact that nobody had asked Tom to be anything other than a worker in years. So he said yes. Tom rushed to the locker room and changed into the only decent clothes he owned, a simple black button-up and clean jeans. When Madison saw him, she didn't laugh or judge. She smiled. A real smile, the kind that reaches the eyes. "You look perfect," she said. The charity gala was in a ballroom downtown. As soon as they walked in, people stared. Some whispered. Some frowned. A CEO with a janitor. It didn't make sense to them. Tom felt his palms sweat, but Madison held her head high and walked beside him like he belonged. When they reached the table, someone from the board raised an eyebrow and said loudly, "Interesting choice of company tonight, Madison." Madison smiled politely. "Yes. He's the only person who showed up for me when it mattered today." Silence washed over the table. Tom didn't know what to say. He simply followed her lead. Throughout the night, they talked, not about business, not about money, not about status, but about life. Her father. His daughter. The struggles nobody sees. The weight everyone carries. Madison laughed more in one evening than she had in months. Tom felt, maybe for the first time since his wife passed away, that he wasn't invisible. At the end of the night, Madison thanked him. "Tom, you saved me today," she said quietly. Tom shook his head. "Ma'am, I didn't do anything special." "Yes," she insisted. "You did. You treated me like a person." The next morning, rumors were everywhere. Some people mocked. Some were confused. Some were simply curious. But Madison didn't hide anything. At the weekly staff meeting, she openly thanked Tom for reminding her of the value of kindness. And then she announced something nobody expected. The layoffs were cancelled. She had fought the board and won. "People matter," she said firmly. "Every role matters. Every person matters." Tom watched from the back of the room, stunned. Later that day, Madison walked up to him in the hallway. "Would you and Lily like to have dinner with me sometime?" she asked. Tom smiled. This time, he didn't hesitate. "I'd like that," he said. Sometimes kindness doesn't look heroic. Sometimes it's just sitting with someone when they feel alone. Sometimes it's listening. Sometimes it's seeing the person behind the title, the uniform, the paycheck. Tom didn't save Madison with grand gestures. He saved her simply by showing up, with empathy, respect, and human warmth. And Madison remembered something she had forgotten along the way. Kindness isn't weakness. It's strength. So the next time you see someone struggling, even if they look strong, even if they seem unreachable, take a moment. Offer a little kindness. It might change their life. And it might change yours, too.